Good morning, children. Today we will start lesson 17 Learning to be a Lady from your new James English Reader book of class 7. So, children, Learning to be a Lady is an extract from the script of a musical play, My Fair Lady, adapted from Bernard Shaw's play Pygmalion. The play revolves around Professor Higgins and Colonel Pickering, who are interested in phonetics. Phonetics means study of speech sounds. They stumble upon a poor flower girl, Eliza, whose English has a peculiar accent. Peculiar means strange, and accent means the way in which people in a particular area, country, or social group pronounce words. Higgins has a bet with Pickering that he can pass off Eliza as a duchess in a matter of weeks. Duchess means noble girl. So, children, now we will read this humorous extract to know how Professor Higgins tries to teach Eliza to speak English correctly. The main characters are Higgins. Professor Higgins, a linguistic, means a person skilled in many languages. Pickering, Colonel Pickering, Professor Higgins' friend, also a linguistic. And Eliza, flower girl, Mrs. Pierce, the housekeeper, and servants. So now let's begin with scene 1. The lights come up in the study. Eliza is on the stool in front of the desk. Higgins is in the alcove repairing a metronome. Alcove means here a small adjacent room, and metronome means device used by musicians to mark time. Pickering is in the wing chair reading the London Times. Eliza, the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. Higgins, correcting her, the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. Eliza, didn't I say that? Higgins, no, Eliza, you didn't say that. You didn't even say that. He picks up a small burner and brings it down to the desk. Every night before you get into bed, where you used to say your prayers, I want you to repeat, the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain 50 times. You will get much further with the Lord if you learn not to offend his ears. Now for your H Pickering, this is going to be ghastly. Ghastly means extremely unpleasant or bad. Pickering, control yourself, Higgins. Give the girl a chance. Higgins, patiently. Of course, no one expects her to get it right the first time. Watch closely, Eliza. He places the burner on the desk and lights the flame. You see this flame every time you drop your H. H means the pronunciation of H. The flame will remain stationary. Stationary means not moving. That's how you will know you have done it correctly. In time, you ear will hear the difference. Now listen carefully. In Hertford, Hereford, and Hemisphere, hurricanes hardly ever happen. Eliza sits down and behind the desk. Now repeat after me. In Hertford, Hereford, and Hemisphere, hurricanes hardly ever happen. Eliza conscientiously means in a true and responsible way. In Hertford, and Hemisphere, hurricanes hardly ever happen. Higgins, infuriated, means very angry. No, 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 have you no ear at all? Eliza, willingly. Should I do it over? Higgins, no, please, no. You must start from the very beginning. He kneels before the flame. Do this. Ha, 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 ha. He rises. Eliza, ha, 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 ha. She looks up at him happily. Higgins, well, go on. Go on, Eliza continues. Higgins strolls casually over to Pickering, leaving Eliza to aspirate at the flame. Aspirate means pronounce something with a his or a puff. Does the same thing hold true in India? Pickering, the peculiar habit of not only dropping a letter like the letter H, but using it where it shouldn't be, like ever instead of ever. You will notice some of the Slavic people means people of Central and Eastern Europe. When they learn to speak English, have a tendency to do that with their G's. They say linger, soft G, instead of linger, hard G. And then they turn around the say singer, hard G, instead of singer, soft G. Pickering had never thought about it and naturally is perplexed. Perplexed means he was very puzzled. Pickering, I wondered why that's so. I must look it up. Higgins starts for the landing. Landing means the area between two flights of stairs. Eliza by this time is sinking fast from lack of oxygen. Pickering notices her dying, gasps and pull Higgins' arm to call his attention to it. Higgins, thinking with book to consult. Go on, go on. He continues up the stairs. Eliza musters together means brings together one final HA and blows out the flame. The room is plunged into darkness. Now we will start scene 2. In the darkness, 6 servants emerge and stand in a spotlight at the far end of the study. Servants singing, poor Professor Higgins, poor Professor Higgins, night and day he slaves away. Oh, poor Professor Higgins, all day long on his feet, up and down until he's numb, doesn't rest, doesn't eat. Now let's start scene 3. The spotlights goes off, the servants disappear and the lights come up in the study. Pickering is seated in his favorite chair with a large and fulsome tea table before him. Fulsome means here loaded with eatables. Eliza is on the sofa. Higgins is standing by the xylophone means a musical instrument which consists of metal or wooden bars of different lengths. A cup in one hand, a xylophone mallet in the other. Mallet means small wooden hammer. He taps out 8 notes. Higgins, kind of you, kind of you, kind of you. Now listen, Eliza. He plays them again. How kind of you to let me come. Eliza, how kind of you to let me come. Higgins put down the mallet in despair and walks over to the tea table. No kind of you. It's just like cup of tea. Kind of you, cup of tea, kind of you. Now say cup of tea. Eliza hungrily, cup of tea. Higgins, no, no, no. A cup of tea takes a mouthful of cake from the tray. It's awfully good cake. I wonder where Mrs. Pierce gets it. Pickering, first rate. The strawberry treats are delicious. And did you try to blind cake? Higgins looks at him in horror and then turns to Eliza. Higgins, now try it again, Eliza. A cup of tea, a cup of tea. Eliza, longingly. A cup of tea. Higgins, can't you hear the difference? Put your tongue forward until it squeezes against the top of your lower teeth. Now say cup, Eliza. Her attention is only on the cake in Higgins' hand. See, cup, Higgins. Now say off, Eliza. Off, Higgins. Now say cup, 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 off, 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 Eliza. Cup, 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 off, off, off. Cup, 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 off, 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 off. Pickering, as she's practicing, by Jove, that was a glorious tea, Higgins. Do finish the trait. Tart, sorry, strawberry tart. I couldn't eat another thing. Higgins, no thanks, only chap rarely. Pickering, it's a shame to waste it. Higgins, oh, it won't go to waste. He takes the last tart. I know someone who's immensely fond of strawberry tarts. Eliza's eyes light up hopefully, but alas, Higgins walks right past her and goes to the bird cage. Higgins, pushing the cake through the bar. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Eliza shrieking, oh. The lights black out and the servants again appear in the spotlight. Servants singing. Poor Professor Higgins, poor Professor Higgins, on he plods means works continuously against all odds. Oh, poor Professor Higgins, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., on through midday every night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So, children, we have completed our scene 3. In the next video, we will start scene 4.